Hey, welcome back to the channel, and today we will learn about global variables and local variables. So in this video, let's learn how we define local variables and how we define global variables. So we are also going to use function over here in this video. However, if you do not know about functions, don't worry, we are going to cover that in the future videos. But for now, let's get started with local variables versus global variables. Okay, so to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file over here, and I'll give it a name, variables global versus, or I'll just write global and local.py. So it's creating a file. The file is created. Now, to understand the local variables and global variables, we first need to understand how we define functions in Python. So over here, what I'm going to do is I will define a function, which is very simple. You just need to write a word def, def. After that, you need to give a name to your function. For example, I'm going to write the function name as myfunc, then bracket open and bracket close. After that, you just have the semicolon, and that's it. This is the function name defined. Now over here, one thing is very important. Once you go back to the next line from here, that means from here we go to the next line, we need to have a tab over here. So you need to have a space over here with the help of tab. So this is the way Python understand this is the function below this function name. So in this function, we are going to write a simple thing, print this is my string. Okay, and to run this function, we simply write myfunc bracket open and bracket close. That's it. So once this is done, we simply run the function and see what happens. We will simply run the file and see what happens. Okay, so what we are going to write in our terminal is py and our file name, variable global local.py. Sorry, I think the file name is incorrect. I'll write it again. So I'll write py this is the file name and .py. Here you go. So as you see, in this function we have mentioned that it should print this is my string. So this is how we define function, and this is how we run the function. So it's very important, after you define the function, you also need to mention it after that. If you want to run the function like this, you just need to write the function name with bracket open and bracket close. Okay, so coming back to our topic, we will learn now about local variables and global variables. Let's see, if you have a variable called x over here, which has a value, this variable is global. Now the reason this x is global variable is because in this file it has been defined outside of the function. The function starts over here and finishes over here. However, this variable is outside of this function, hence this is a global variable. Similarly, if we have to define local variable, then we can use the same name and write this is a local variable. Here you will not get any error because this global variable is different from this local variable. Now to check, let us go ahead and try and print this. So let's print x outside, and let's remove this print and have another command of print, which will again print the x from this function. Okay, and let's see what we get. So here you go. First it printed the first x, which is global variable, and then it printed the local variable from the function. Why? Because we first gave the command of printing the global variable over here, and then we also gave the command to print within this function we gave the command to print this x. And this is how we define global variables and local variables. So this global variable can be accessed anywhere in this file. However, this local variable can only be used in this particular function, which is myfunc. Even if you move this print command over here outside this function, then also it will print for this particular print function, it will only print this is global variable. Let's go ahead and see that. So here you see, first it ran the function which has this x variable over here, and then it printed this x which belongs to this particular variable, which is this variable is global. So this is how simple it is, guys, for you to understand what is local variable and global variables. It is very useful function. I mean, it is very useful to learn in Python, and it's very useful when you are defining functions within the functions and you want to perform any actions within the functions with the same name of the variable, or with the variable which has to be in the function only. So that's it, guys, for today's video. If you have liked what you have learned, then please smash the like button, and also please subscribe the channel. It motivates me to make more videos like this. Thank you so much.